Hey, look, man, there's a video going around about, basically, um, talking about the state of relationships in the community. Majority of the time it's the black community. But I think this goes with, any community. What I want to focus on today is, anything mental health, along with it. I want to kind of talk about the mental health standpoint. Not from a therapist standpoint. I'm not a therapist, but I want to talk about, as a person that's dealt with different mental health issues and how that work with relationships and what they're talking about today. So here's the thing that I've been hearing that I'm gonna focus on, right? So I've been hearing the men are trash, the women are trash. Men should just, stick to getting money and self-improvement. And women should stick to getting money and self-improvement. Y'all can come together and do what y'all want to do when it comes to the bedroom and, all that kind of stuff, right? I don't know, man. I'm 36, right? I'm married with a kid, happily married, for as long as God will let us be, right? But the thing that drives me nuts about that, I hear things like, winning marriage is a social construct, and I think the paperwork, the term, the paperwork and all that is more social or more Western civilization than anything. I think, falling in love with somebody, you know what I mean, and starting a relationship and all that, that's what humans are supposed to do. I think marriage and all that kind of stuff kind of came later on with religion or however, that came about. But to push forward, men and women are trash and all that kind of stuff. What you're seeing, this is just my opinion, what you're seeing right now is men kind of focus on, getting money and running through women, which is basically, dating, or not dating. A lot of people aren't even dating properly these days. I got people that say, and they might say, oh man, I was with this girl, man, and I'm not feeling her. I don't really feel like I know her. And how long y'all been dating? It's been like 3 months. Okay, well, in 3 months, you don't know her in 3 months? No, man, no. What have you guys been doing? Well, the first day I smashed. And it's like, okay, the first day you smashed. Okay, what'd y'all do after that? We went to a couple of parties, to the movies. Then I flew her out to Cabo, and we did Cabo for a week. Like, have you sat down with this person and what's your favorite color? What's your favorite TV shows? What's your ethnicity? I like that question because now you can start talking about grandparents and great grandparents and see how far that person knows back. You can just get a good history of them. It's not a trick question, but it's a good question to ask things that are actually important. Could care less about your ethnicity, but I would rather that be something that opens up a discussion. So all these kind of things, I don't know. The way I see it is to get back to everything, right? Because I got a lot of issues with this. Men and women are starting to heal, which is good. They're starting to heal. We're starting to at least have the conversation, right? Some of us are expecting it out of other people, and we're not doing the same thing. I'm seeing if I go on Instagram now, I would say in 3 swipes, I'll see a video somebody posted where they're spiritualizing being a promiscuous guy, right? Or they're spiritualizing being a promiscuous woman. You know what I mean? We're trying to find deeper ways to do whatever we want to do. I think that some of us haven't seen 2 parents, right? Some of us haven't seen a healthy two parents. Some of us haven't seen parents at all. And right now, like for example, I'm 36. Nobody in their early 20s is having this conversation because it's not an issue yet. But when you're 36, you're just old enough, really, in my opinion, to now be able to say, okay, well, here's my problems, right? And this is the outcome of when I was 19. This is how what I did looks at 36. So, if you did crazy stuff, right? If you ran through, as a man, if you ran through women, right? At 36, now you're here, and now you're like, dude, I got a 16-year-old son, 16-year-old daughter, a 14-year-old son, 14-year-old daughter. That's how that looks now. If you are a woman that is promiscuous, you might look back and you got all these stories, and it might be hard to date, different things like that, right? You're running into guys that all these guys, the city's getting smaller to you, but you look up and you got 5-6 kids, right? And none of them have the same dad or whatever, right? You're able to look, and also, by the way, like I'm not running a BS message here. Like I'm not doing like the sugarcoating or the making people feel better about what they're doing. Like, no, I'm not doing that with this. That's not what you guys watch me for. From a mental health standpoint, in my opinion, if I'm not honest with you, and I'm coddling your whatever triggers you have, that's not what I'm doing. Like, I try to be respectful, but I'm not gonna coddle you. Whatever you're doing, if you're being promiscuous, male or female, in your early 20s, your teens or whatever, unfortunately, there are prices to pay for that later on, right? Now, children, in my opinion, children are a blessing anytime, right? Anytime, point blank, period. The struggle you go through with your kids could be the negative side of being promiscuous, right? You got issues with the baby mom, yada, 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 promiscuous, right? Issues with all the baby fathers just for being promiscuous, right? Possibility. Don't get me wrong, you can make one mistake, right, and have twins, right? But what I'm seeing is like just a lot of people just giving up. Look at our music, right? We were all raised on, if you like hip hop, we're all raised on the promotion of promiscuity for men and women. A lot of us didn't have mothers and fathers, right? So you have to, that's something that you got to think about when you're dating. You also have to consider yourself. I'm not even going to tell you to focus on anybody else. Focus on yourself. If you're worried about how the women out here ain't nothing and it's hard to find a good woman, you got to do things like buckle down and consider your interests, right? But really think about where you can find women that align with that. If you want a wholesome woman, right? I wouldn't go, this is just my opinion, right? I wouldn't go to a Sexy Red concert and be there looking for, wholesome women. Those women might end up being wholesome, but they might not be, in their wholesome woman bag, right? That might not be where they're at in life. For females, I wouldn't get up and be like, girl, Gucci Man out here. Gonna go to this concert, find me a dude. You gonna find a dude. You gonna find a dude. But there's a possibility he leaves you with a story and a sad face, right? Again, this sounds like I'm generalizing. I don't want to sound like I'm generalizing, but I'm going based off of use common sense what you think. Now, you can find a hoe in a library, male or female. You can find a no good person in a library. You can. But, when you're somewhere where people are trying to study, or you're somewhere where people are just chilling in a lounge, I saw two people pass their number to each other when I was in a Men's Warehouse, for a suit and all that. You have to kind of think about stuff, right? Like as a man, like, you know, if you like anime and stuff like that, right? And you go to one of those big anime events and you see a chick there, maybe that might be a green light, right? That could be a green light. Maybe try that out. Because we're talking about things that you're fully interested in. So, in my opinion, I'll take y'all with me here too, by the way. In my opinion, like, the way I look at it is, if you're not at least trying to, you know, if you're not at least trying to possibly look for people of quality, I don't want to hear I don't want to hear the complaints. You know, you're in your 20s and all that. Get up, get out, see what's cracking. Don't stay stuck in a room, stuck in a house, whatever. You can focus on self-preservation, self-betterment. I'm all for that. But you don't have to down people in the process of doing that. You get what I mean? You don't need to down people. Work on yourself, work on your own mental health. I'll never tell you not to do that. But realize that a lot of you people are not, what do you mean you people? A lot of y'all are not looking anywhere where quality is at. And some of y'all don't be where quality is because you're not quality. I'ma holla at you.